everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is time for my monthly rundown of all the new perfume releases I've managed to get my hands on this month. So I'm going to take you through them all. I do have more detailed videos on them that I've already published on all their different ranges. So do check out my other content, and if you're a regular viewer, do make sure you're subscribed and give the video a thumbs up. That really helps me. And as always, I'll leave the links down below to where you can get these perfumes, where they're available all around the world, Europe, UK, North America, Australia, where they're available. And also most of these I purchased from Look Fantastic here in the UK, where you can get 21% off your order with code LFTF Soki. Cool, so I think I'm going to start with the latest from Marc Jacobs. It is their Daisy Wild. Now this has been out for a few months in the US and Europe. For some reason it's only just been released in the UK, and this is a pretty big release from Marc Jacobs. They do lots of limited editions of their other fragrances, but I think this is a new standalone fragrance that will be permanent. Of course, it has the signature iconic big plastic flowers on the lid, which have made the Daisy range so successful. And like the Daisy range, the other Marc Jacobs perfumes, and the Marc Jacobs Perfect as well, this is a pretty light, fresh fragrance. Now the scent itself is quite pretty, kind of similar to original Daisy, but a bit more green. It's fresh, kind of like spring-like. It describes the top note as banana flower, and it actually reminds me, you go in the supermarket in the like fruit and veg aisle, that quite fresh green scent. So it's not like super banana-y, very clean. We've got some jasmine in here, and there's a hint of vetiver, which is probably what's giving it the greenness. It is a nice smell. My issue is that even though it says it's an eau de parfum, I really don't find it performs very well. After an hour or two, I can't really smell it on my skin very much, and I don't think it's the kind of thing that people will be able to smell on you. You get compliments for throughout the day, which is the same for like most of the Marc Jacobs fragrances. They make very light, innocent, pretty fragrances, and this is the 30ml. It cost me £60, I think. I think it's really expensive for what it is, and there are plenty of other alternatives that give you something similar that are much more affordable. So this one, even though I like the scent, it's not a Soki approved perfume because I just don't think it's good value for money, and I think all the money has gone into the marketing, the bottle, and not into the quality of the fragrance concentration. So next up we have 4 new releases from Kayali. Now these come in these, I think they're 10ml sizes in the set. You can't buy them on their own, and I believe they are limited edition. Now these, on the other hand, my impression of these is that a lot of thought has gone into these, and I do know Mona Kitan, the owner of Kayali Fragrances, and I know she does spend a long time working on the fragrance development. So first of all, we have Marrakesh in a Bottle Orange Blossom, and this could so easily have been just a simple orange blossom, but it actually has a lot of other interesting notes in, a hint of spice, amber. I have been to Marrakesh, and it definitely gives me that vibe of, you know, the fresh fruity orange trees that grow along the Mediterranean, but also a hint of the spices and the amber of like a Middle Eastern Marrakesh marketplace souk. And it feels quite warm, quite jasmine-y. It's not all about the orange blossom for sure. It feels complex and interesting, and it definitely feels quite classy. We then have Maui in a bottle. I haven't been to Maui. It's called Sweet Banana. Now this one, maybe there's a new chemical been invented that gives this banana leaf type smell, because that's another new perfume with the banana in. This one is definitely tropical coconut. The coconut in here is combined with vanilla. So I'd say the vanilla is almost more than the coconut. And again, the banana, kind of like the Daisy Wild, it doesn't smell like a banana to me because I hate bananas, so I wouldn't like it if it did. Instead, it's more like being near a banana tree or being near like a bunch of bananas, but it's not like eating a banana. Definitely tropical fun, quite sweet, definitely for vanilla fans. And I think this has got quite a sexy feeling from the vanilla as well, so it'd be nice in the evening in the summertime. We then have Capri in a Bottle Lemon Sugar. There's definitely a trend at the moment around citrus and sugary notes. You definitely get the fresh lemons, but it's like a lemon sorbet, lemon ice cream smell. And there is a hint of vanilla, but it's definitely not prominent. Instead, it's that sugary lemon, like a lemon sorbet. Capri in Italy, of course, where they grow lemon trees. I think it's also the lightest of the 4 fragrances. Quite pretty, but it's not super lemony. It's definitely got quite a bit of sugar in there as well. Very easily wearable, and a hint of freesia, which adds a feminine, like floral note. We then have Maldives in a bottle, Ylang Cocoa. So the main thing I get here, particularly in the opening, is quite an aromatic rosemary note. So like being by the sea, you do get quite a lot of green aromatic, like the bushes that grow near the sea. And then as it develops, we have a ylang ylang and a coconut, but there's no vanilla in this one. It's quite fresh, green, floral. The coconut isn't overly sweet or overly dominant. I'd say the ylang ylang really comes through. So, and this is probably the most floral of the 4. So personally, I think that all 4 are Soki approved. They're interesting, they develop, they change, they're complex. You can tell thought has gone into them. There have been so many new releases from Kayali. I do have videos on all of them and an interview with Mona as well. So do check out my other content if you're interested in that brand. We then have 2 new ones from Versace. So these are both parfum perfumes, which means they're stronger, more concentrated than an eau de parfum. Versace Bright Crystal Parfum. If you're a regular here, you'll know that I love the original Bright Crystal Eau de Toilette and the Absolute version. It's a really clean, fresh, peony scent. So the parfum version keeps the peony, but it has a lot of ambroxan added, which is like a creamy skin, almost cashmere scent. And it's very, very strong. It really lasts on me. It lasted like all day on my clothes and everything. It was more so than the peony. So if you like ambroxan, which is in things like Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume, the molecule fragrances, I do think you'll like this. But if you're looking for that clean peony, I'd stick with the Eau de Toilette. We then also have a parfum version of Versace Crystal Noir. Now, original Crystal Noir is known for being this ambery coconut with spicy notes in, really good for lasting. And again, there's an Eau de Toilette and an Eau de Parfum version. This new parfum version isn't that different to the original. It isn't changed as much as the Bright Crystal is. So if you do love the original, I think you'll like this because it's just even better for lasting. Very strong, sexy, nighttime, sultry, warm, ambery with a hint of spice but not too much. And I always love the Versace crystal bottles. I think they're so unique. These don't appear to have been launched in the States yet, but I'll leave the links to where you can get them down below. Another deep, quite sexy one is a new release from Paco Rabanne in their Olympéa range. It's called Olympéa Parfum. So the original Olympéa is known for having a really strong, good for lasting vanilla note. This also keeps that vanilla, but it's quite ambery with benzoin in here. You've also got a lot of jasmine, orange blossom, and a hint of a sage, adding an aromatic feel, especially in the opening. It lasts really well. Definitely more autumn winter, quite cozy, ambery. And if you liked the discontinued Olympéa Intense or Legend, I think you might like this. And again, it's a parfum, so it's more concentrated than an eau de parfum. So these two are definitely really 2 nice releases for the autumn, the winter months. We then have a new release from Salvatore Ferragamo in their Signorina range. This one's called Unica. I love these bottles because they have these cute little bows on the top, and this orange one has a ton of orange notes in, but it's also quite sweet. It's described as a tiramisu note, so it's kind of like a sugary orange dessert, like you've ordered an orange cheesecake in a restaurant in Italy. It's that kind of scent. Again, definitely a trend going on around citrus and like sugary sweet notes. It's quite Moorish. It's good for summer. It's not particularly heavy, though it is an eau de parfum. And if you like orange and you're looking for something for the summer, that's a lot of orange perfumes can be eau de toilette. This being an eau de parfum, it does have a bit more lasting power, but still it's light enough to wear in the summer, and I do love these bottles. We actually have another new orange release from Jo Malone called Orange Marmalade. This is a collab with Paddington Bear. So if you know Paddington Bear, he loved orange marmalade sandwiches, and they had like in the Jo Malone store, they have like all different Paddington Bears and stuff. It's so cute. This one doesn't have the bitterness of marmalade. It has a bit of bitter orange, but it's essentially just an orange scent. It's pretty unisex, but it is a cologne, which means it's less concentrated than an eau de toilette. And for £60 for a 30ml, I want something a little bit better than a cologne. So it's not Soki approved because of that quality, that lasting power, but it is a nice orange perfume if you like orange scents. And then lastly, we have a new one from Akro, niche brand by Olivier Cresp. This one's called Smile, and it's a fresh aromatic scent. So again, we've got a sage note in here, along with quite a lot of lemony notes. Very fresh, very unisex. I did find that this performed really well. I do think they have used a decent amount of fragrance oil in this, and often these lemony aromatic scents, like a L'Occitane scent, don't last that well. This one did perform well. So if you are a fan of those aromatic, like a bush type scent, green, quite calming scents, this could be a nice fragrance because I did find it performed quite well. It is listed as having a raspberry note, but I didn't really get raspberry. I got the sage and the bergamot. So that's it for all the new releases I've managed to get my hands on this month. There are of course lots coming up, I'm sure, including a new release from me in September, so not long to wait now. But let me know if you've tried any of these, which your favorite is. All the links will be down below to where you can get them, of course, and I do have detailed videos on all of these ranges, so do check out my other content if you're interested. But that's it guys, so thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.